Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here. First and foremost, before we get into this video, if you are new here and like what you hear, please help me out, smash the subscribe button and hit the like. That would be much appreciated. But into this video, wow, massive upset, one I was shocked about. Robeisy Ramirez loses a 4-round decision to Adnan Gonzalez. Now of course, Robeisy Ramirez was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. This guy was expected to do big things in the pros, and I expected that as well. Robeisy Ramirez, for me, wasn't the typical Cuban. I saw quite a few of his amateur fights, and he always looked versatile. He could do different things. He could fight on the inside, he could brawl, he could box, he could move. You know, in the amateurs he showed a variety of skills, and you know, given that, I felt he would do well in the pros because he was well rounded. But he loses his first pro fight against Adnan Gonzalez, and in the first round he got dropped by a left hook. I believe he was dropped in like the first 30 seconds of the fight, and after the knockdown, for basically the remainder of the fight, Robeisy Ramirez was going back and forth with Adnan Gonzalez. Now bear in mind, Adnan Gonzalez came into this fight with a record of 4 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws. Basically he is a journeyman. And Robeisy Ramirez was going back and forth with this guy. Round 2, 3 and 4 were competitive. Both guys were landing shots, both guys were having success, but given the knockdown, I think the decision was correct, to be quite honest. I felt Adnan Gonzalez did enough to win this fight. He scored the knockdown, and after that he also had success. So no complaints with the decision. I think the judges made the right call, but I've got to say, Robeisy Ramirez was so disappointing. I was expecting so much more. He looked terrible. It's got to be said, if you told me that guy was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist without knowing, I would have laughed at you, in all honesty. Defense was awful. I mean, the knockdown in round 1, backing up, hands down, chin in the air. This guy got caught, he got dropped. And after that he was getting caught. Lack of a jab. The punch quality wasn't great. Just a really, really poor performance from Robeisy Ramirez. I was just expecting so much more. I really, really was. And listen, I'm shocked by this result. I mean, was it because of the long layoff? I know he's not fought in a long time. Maybe that had something to do with it. Or maybe his style is just not right for the pros. Maybe he doesn't have the mettle it takes to be a professional boxer. And that's something that's been labelled at Cubans in the past. So we'll see what happens, but it's a long road back. It really is. I know he's not that old, but for such a highly touted Olympian to lose his first pro fight, that's really a bad look. It really is, and I would be shocked if he managed to bounce back from this, in all honesty. Now, some people will say, well, Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight, Juan Manuel Marquez lost his first fight. Yeah, cool, but these guys never had the amateur background that Ramirez had. Those guys never had the hype going into the pros that Ramirez had. Those guys were unknown at the time. They could rebuild, they could come back. This guy doesn't really have that luxury. So it's going to, like I said, it's going to be a long way back, and I don't really expect him to recover. You could say I'm writing him off, yeah, that's fair. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if he does turn it around, and if he has a successful career, I will be the first to hold my hands up and admit I got it wrong. You know, it's not that deep. It really isn't, but listen, shocker, I'm stunned. Share your thoughts below. Peace.